Welcome back to the Wrestling Mindset Podcast. I'm Gene Zanetti, your coast-to-coast mindset coach, bringing you the best available wrestling-specific mindset information anywhere in the world. Wrestling Mindset. Thank you guys so very much for joining us with another great podcast. We're constantly pumping out great information for you. And I wanted to let everyone know that we've taken things to the next level. We've released a do-it-yourself program, the full Wrestling Mindset program, all the worksheets, all the exercises in a simple do-it-yourself format. We've also created different bundles for those of you looking for specifically mental toughness or aggressiveness or peak performance. We made it very simple. It's so easy to use. Go to the show notes, click at the bottom of the show notes. There's a link there. Make sure you sign up and buy it today. Great information. Make sure you capitalize, and we hope you enjoy the show. Mindset makes the difference.
Extreme life events. You're already a lot more mentally tough than you give yourself credit for. You've been through extreme life events in the past. We've all gone through them. Maybe it's difficulty in relationships, family problems we've gotten broken up with, we've done bad on a test, we've lost competitions. We've all gone through some difficult things in our life, being made fun of. It could be anything. You want to remember those times, because when you go back to those times and you remember what it felt like, you remember being down, and you remember how you picked yourself up after, you see that you have the ability to bounce back. Again, anyone can tell you you're mentally tough. I could tell you you're mentally tough. A coach could tell you you're mentally tough. A parent can tell you you're mentally tough. But do you really believe them? I like to think of you as a lawyer. You're building a case for yourself. You want to prove to yourself that you're mentally tough already. So I want you to make a list. Exercise 1, make a list of different hardships you've overcome in your life, just so you could prove to yourself that you have what it takes to bounce back when things go wrong. And when you know that, when you have that recollection, when you have that in your memory bank, and it's in the forefront of your mind that I know how to bounce back from adversity, then when new adversity hits you, when new extreme life events hit you, you know you can come back from it. You've seen yourself do it before. A lot of times we're just not giving ourselves enough credit. And then when the rubber meets the road and we're in a tough situation, we're not thinking that we've done this already. We've dealt with something worse than this. We've dealt with deaths in the family. We've dealt with family problems. We've dealt with ourselves being at a real low place. You can bounce back. Recall those moments. Write them down on paper so you can have them at the forefront of your mind for difficult situations. Pause this video. And now that we're back, we want to create extreme life events for ourselves. Not in a bad way. We're talking about a challenge now. I've seen certain sports clubs, they've had 24-hour practices with their athletes, a 24-hour workout. And the whole point of it was, that's not something you want to be doing on a regular basis. But they did a 24-hour lockdown. I like that as a one-time thing to go to, because you could prove to yourself that this is an extreme life event. This is an extreme challenge that you met, that you rose to the occasion and you accomplished. Another team, I remember my brother Jeff's team back in college, he had to run 12 miles as a freshman. All the freshmen had to run 12 miles. And the kids would get mad at the coach. Like, what does this have to do with wrestling? And the coach was he was honest about it. Not too much. It has to do with your mental toughness. I want you to know that you've done something different than your opponents have done. So maybe you say to yourself, you're going to run a half marathon in the off season, or you're going to run a marathon. That would be something extreme. Think of any kind of very difficult thing that you could do for yourself that would be creating that extreme life event that you know that you would have on your opponents. Maybe taking a 10-minute cold shower for 1 week straight. Maybe it's doing 1,000 push-ups in an hour. The recommendation there is do 17 a minute, and you'll do a little over 1,000 in an hour. But have something that you have, a few things that maybe you know that you've done differently than everyone else. Now again, you're that lawyer who's that building a case. You're building a case for yourself. You know you've overcome difficult things. You know you've overcome hardships. So when life inevitably throws things your way, you know you can meet that challenge, and you know you can always bounce back. If you know that you can bounce back, you have it in you to bounce back in a sense that makes you bulletproof. Whatever life throws at you, you're coming back. So that's the key. Mindset makes the difference.